I'm going to give you 3 questions that I always go back to when I start getting a case of stinking in the mind or stinking thinking. And you can use this not just in what we do here, but in all of those other things outside of what we do here that you're great at. And the first one is, what's my goal? You know, when you get stuck somewhere and your mind starts to get that case of stinking thinking, like, oh, there's nobody left to sell to. Oh, what if they don't renew? Let's go back. What's my goal? Second question. What's my strategy? You know, what's my goal? How am I going to accomplish this? How can I do it? What's my goal? What's my strategy? And for us as salespeople, one of the best questions is, who's going to be the next advertiser on my program? Who's the next advertiser? And it works no matter what you do. It's, you know, this business over the last 20 years has been up and down and up and down and up and down. But if you draw a line through the ups and downs, it's gone up. And that's what I have to do personally when I'm faced with those, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? I go back, what's my goal? What's my strategy? Who's the next advertiser? And what I'd like to do is divide the room up as best as possible. You know, maybe Dave and Jackie, maybe Susie. So everybody to the right of Susie, and then everybody to the left of Susie. To the right. Here's what I'd like you to do. There's yeah, just so we break it down in the middle. You know, Hindus and religions, they have what they call mantras. And you know, when they meditate and they say the same words over and over and over again. And what you need to have are these great questions stuck in your mind just like they are a mantra, so that anytime you're faced with a challenge and you're faced with a tough ending to a great story, you have these questions that just come out automatically. When you get under stress, you just go right back to that mantra. And the first mantra, what I'd like to do is take the right side of the room and repeat after me, and repeat it in a positive, passionate, doesn't have to be really, well, it could be loud. And then I'm going to challenge the left side of the room to do the same thing. And maybe I could have Kevin be the judge of which side is the most passionate. Are you guys with me? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Right side of the room. What's my goal?
What's my goal? What's my goal? What's my goal?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. What's my goal?
What's my goal?
All right. Left side of the room. 1, 2, 3. What's my goal?
What's my goal?
What's my goal?
Wake up.
That's not fair, you got.
That's not very good.
That's completely fair. That's completely fair. We like it.
All right, right side of the room. What's my goal?
What's my goal?
Left side.
What's my goal?
All together. What's my goal?
What's my goal?
Awesome. Next one. Right or left side of the room. We'll start with them first. What's my strategy?
What's my strategy?
Oh, let's try that again. What's my strategy?
What's my strategy?
Right side. What's my strategy?
What's my strategy?
What's my strategy?
What's my strategy?
All together. What's my strategy?
What's my strategy?
Awesome. All right, back to the right side. Who's my next advertiser?
Who's my next advertiser?
Left side. Who's the next advertiser?
Who's my next advertiser?
Again, who's my next advertiser?
Who's my next advertiser?
All right, all together. Who's my next advertiser?
Who's my next advertiser?
All right. You get the idea.
Yeah, it works because everybody just starts saying it randomly.
If you have those stuck in your brain when you start getting that case of stinking thinking, it'll put you right back on track, go right back to your goals, even if you have to pull them out and read them. There's a fourth one. There's a fourth one for team leaders. Anybody want to guess what that might be? What was that, Paul?
Where's my next breath?
So team leaders, that should be what you're thinking of. What's my next, who's my next rep? So, you are chasing your own potential when you are asking the right questions. That line down there.
Where's my next
Tiffany, if you'll skip to the third one where they're doing the interview with Yves Rossi. Let me talk a little bit about it first. They did an interview with Yves Rossi. By the way, this guy's, for those of you that are moving on in age, this guy's 52 years old. That's flying on this Boeing. Isn't that incredible? But they do an interview with him, and there's a couple of things in there that he says as a master of flight, as a master of flying his own wing. There's a couple of things he says in the interview that are, I think, very pertinent to mastery and to what we do here. So kind of watch closely and see if you can't pick up a couple of things that are really meaningful for us. So if you'll do the interview, Tiffany.
And now it's in Edinburgh, Yves Rossi. This is quite amazing. Those sequences were shot over the last 3 years in various moments of your activities. There were many, many others. So it's possible to fly almost like a bird. What's this to be up there?
It's fun. I don't have feathers, but yeah, I feel like a bird sometimes. It's really an unreal feeling because normally you have the big things, a plane around you, and when I struck just this little harness, this little wing, I have really the feeling to be a bird.
How did you start to become Japan?
It was about 20 years ago when I did discover free falling. When you go out of an airplane, you are almost naked, you take a position like that. And especially when you take a tracking position, you have the feeling that you are flying. And that's the nearest thing to the dream. You have no machine around you. You are just in the element. It's very short and only in one direction. So the idea was, okay, keep that feeling of freedom, but change the vector and increase the time.
So tell me, what's the top speed?
It's about 300 kilometers per hour before looping. That means about 190 miles per hour.
And what's the weight of the equipment you're carrying?
When I exit full of kerosene, I'm about 55 kilos. I have 55 kilos on my neck.
And you're not piloting. There is no handle, no steering, nothing. It's purely your body and the wings become part of
Yes,
the body, vice versa.
that's really the goal, because if you put steering, then you re-element the airplane. And I wanted to keep this freedom of movement, and it's really like the kid playing to the airplane. I want to go down like that, and up I climb, I turn. It's really pure flying.
Describe for me the equipment, since we have it here. So,
Yeah,
briefly, 4 engines.
Yeah, 2 meter span, auto-stable profile, 4 little engines, 22 kilos thrust each, turbines working with kerosene, harness, parachute. My only instruments are altimeter and time. That's I know I have about 8 minutes view, so just check before it's finished.
So the beginning of the flight is actually you jump off a plane or a helicopter and you go on a dive and you accelerate the engines and then you basically take off midair somewhere. And then the landing, as we've seen arriving on this side of the channel, is through a parachute. So just as a curiosity, where did you land when you flew you land on the rim, down at the bottom?
Yeah, it was down on the bottom, and I came back afterwards on the sled, the helicopter back.
Yeah.
But it was too stony and full of cactus on top.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and also the currents are quite funny there. There is a big thermal activity, big difference in altitude also, so it was much safer for me to land at the bottom.
So, still, right now many people in the audience are asking, okay, when are you developing a double-seater so they can fly with you?
I have a standard answer. Have you ever seen tandem birds?
One last question. What's next for you? What's next for Jetman?
First, to instruct a younger guy. I want to share it, to do formation flights. I plan to start from a cliff, like catapulted from a cliff.
Instead of jumping on a plane?
Yes, with the final goal to take off, but with initial speed. So really, I go step by step. It seems a little bit crazy, but it's not. It's possible to start already now. It's just too dangerous. Thanks the increased technology, better technology, it will be safe, and I hope it will be for everybody.
Yves, thank you very much. Yves Rossi.
That's amazing, isn't it? There's two things that he said that I think are really poignant to what we're doing this morning. When he was asked, what's next? When he was asked, what's next? You know, he's done the impossible. You know, he's done something nobody has done for centuries. And what's he doing? He's looking for a better way to do it. You know, now he doesn't want to just jump out of airplanes and helicopters. He wants to be able to take off from the ground and land. So he's still perfecting what he's doing. So as masters, we're always looking for how we can do it better next time. The other thing that I caught in here was, what else did he say was next for him?
He said he wanted to train somebody else. You bet. Yeah.
He wanted to train somebody, he wanted to share it. He wanted to share the joy, you know? And that's what I'm about this morning. I just want to share the joy in what we do here and how much excitement I get when I see people excel beyond what they thought they could do originally. And we have a lot of examples of that, and you're going to hear about them later. And my question for you today is, what's next for you?